I was introduced to art really as a child. I painted little stick people on paper in my books at school. There was always drawing every paper that I turned in. I had the Caribbean as a beautiful backdrop. So driftwood, rocks, I painted on anything that came ashore. And when I moved to Florida in 2009, because of my special needs son, I finally got to take art classes, professional art instruction. And that's where I really started to develop my craft. I used to teach art at a public high school, their after-school program, all special needs students. And my artwork was on exhibit at the Shacknell Museum of Fine Arts. And there was this guy that came to the museum every day, special need. He just sat there, he looked at the art. So the owner came up to me one day and says, "Dixie, what would we do for somebody like this?" So I said, well, let's create a program. Actually, we started as a Down syndrome only program because that guy was Down syndrome. And then intellectual disability, and we just kept adding all the layers. And then one day I just decided, well, we're not gonna serve this, and this. We're just gonna be an all-inclusive program. I have one of the greatest stories about a special student that comes to the program. His name is Carlton. When he came, Carlton was in a wheelchair. And one of the things I do every time we finish a program, you get to stand and get your picture taken with your piece. And after about 5 weeks, Carlton used to roll up in his wheelchair to get that picture taken. But this one time, he said no. He got up and held on to that piece and had his picture taken standing, just like everybody else, holding it. And I don't think he's ever been in his wheelchair since. He's one of my absolute great adult students. We've built a whole world, a whole program just around them. This is the place where everybody that comes to the door can be a star. Being selected as the African American Achiever this year is the most humbling experience I've ever had. I'm surprised, I'm thrilled, and it makes me feel good to know that people see my effort and appreciate my work. My name is Dixie Lee Hedrington-Miller, and I am an African American Achiever.